This is Brad, and I'm going to be using critically acclaimed Base44 to show you how you can code a $10,000 app, how to create a startup in about 6 or 7 minutes on average. And you don't even need to come up with ideas. I'm just going to go to Gemini, and I've got a preliminary idea. Give me suggestions for 31 apps that use the Tinder style of swiping, but for choosing something else local around me. I don't even know what that would be. But Gemini is going to tell me while I fidget with my fidget toy. I already know which one I want to do because I came up with a food truck finder app 10 years ago in the heyday of the App Store, and I never did anything with it. I had called it Mobile Morsels because that was the domain name available, and it was a food truck locator app. So this is now going to incorporate elements of swiping into it. Just for fun, let's quickly... You can go back and look at the video, but this is all the other things it came up with. Play date, local connections, hobbies, side hustles, dog walker deck. So you can go read those if you want. But I'm just going to take that as my prompt, food truck finder, and we're going to copy that, go into Base44 that just sold to Wix for $80 million, coded by one guy and then a team of 5 over in Tel Aviv, Israel. This thing is vibe coding brilliance. And let's begin. It is going to build me branding and integral UX. It's going to build me an app that I basically can just look at it and then get it published online if I want. So I'll pause it here. All right, about 4 minutes has gone by and it's still rendering the app, but it's letting me know in the left here what it's going to be doing. It's going to come up with a design approach for food-based, clean card swiping system, mobile first, responsive design, elegant typography it's planning on using, individual truck cards with key info, and then here it is down here in real time telling me each aspect as it built it, and then it's checked all of those off. So it's still taking a few more minutes and we'll come back. All right, the app has completed and I love it. They're calling it Chowhound, your ultimate guide to discovering delicious food trucks nearby. Swipe through open trucks so the truck is active and live going around. View menus and find your next favorite meal on the go. So let's open the app and see how Base44 made the interface look. Oh, that is so cool. So it tells me how many trucks are open, and then you can see it is your standard swiping format straight out of the Tinder playbook, just like I asked. So here's Seoul Kitchen, and I could be, I'm not in the mood for Asian, and then I would swipe left. That is really awesome. By the way, I'm going to put an affiliate link to join Base44 in the description of this video. And also, I am going to share this app so that I can get free credits right here. Okay, here's Nona's Mobile Kitchen. Not in the mood for Italian, so we hit no. Taco Libre, Mexican. Yeah, I'll go for tacos today. So then the user hits the green, and then it's showing me how to contact the food truck. Most importantly, and this is what Mobile Morsels was supposed to be 10 years ago when I had no capital to hire coders, when I had no skills to do, I forget what the language is for programming Apple iPhone apps. If you know what language that is, please put that in the comments because it's slipping my mind right now. But now here it is 10 years later, and I can have Base44 do it. If I sound like this is an ad for Base44, it's not. I'm not affiliated with the company. I'm just genuinely excited about this because it's so cool. And keep an eye on a lot of competitors of Base44 that are going to be cropping up. But in the meantime, I have actually purchased Wix stock. So full disclosure, I own Wix stock, which is an owner now of Base44. So let's hit publish on this. This will be the first public version of your app. Publishing will make your app accessible. So this is making it go live. And I don't have a domain name, so they give me a subdomain. I don't want the subdomain. If I were really going to do this, I would hit manage, and then in domains, I can add my own domain. They also can try to sell you domains. I don't recommend that. That's way too much money. Buy your own name and then transfer that in. So if you hit apps, it will show you your dashboard of all the apps you've created. So here's all of mine. There's been the one that I just showed you. This was Room AI, which was you scan the dimensions of a room with your phone. SynthScope, this was one that I genuinely want to see get created, or legitimately want to see get created, because I need this app. That's that I listen to a song and I hear a synth or a bass or a guitar, and I want to know what preset that is in Logic or GarageBand, because I'm a music engineer and I want to be able to know how I can reproduce that sound. There wasn't anything like that to my knowledge on the market, and this was one of the apps that when Base44 created it, it hit roadblocks. The roadblocks specifically were that it told me that it didn't possess the APIs and the databases to actually make this. So it made me the user experience, but it warned me, Brad, essentially you need to go get, here's the current limitations, you need to go get the database of the sounds and the APIs so we can create the rest of this. So in my experience, about half the time using Base44, the app that you ask for, whatever it may be, is not just a totally turnkey project ready to go to the App Store when you're done. That there's usually some, I won't say a catch, but that there's a snare. So what's interesting about the one that we just created, Chowhound, this is the first time that I've actually had, or maybe only one of two times, where it basically said, this is ready to go. You can put that up and it's ready to be published. You see here, I just needs to get the domain name. So another thing I will show you, this does generate the apps by using responsive design. So this is actually this was the desktop version of the mobile app. That's a bit redundant. This is the mobile app. So you can see that it's slimming it down. This is the mobile app now on your desktop like this. So I don't want to go to Soul Kitchen. So it's got two examples. So let's say we want to go to Known as Kitchen. And again, it lets me get directions. It lets me call them up. So let's hit get directions and see how that works. And it will probably tell me that this needs to be set up. And it looks like that it does. So it wasn't using actual restaurants. That part I'm not sure how you do in Base44. If you know the answer to that, put that in the comments. I'm not positive how you get the actual live data up in these apps. It's just building like a template for you. You have to go fill the template in. I think actually I do have an idea how you do that, and I'll show you. I'm still learning Base44. But I believe you can expose the back end by clicking this icon here, GitHub and code editing. Let me just see what this one is. Well, that's my activity monitor. So we'll go out of that and then we go to coding, and it's showing me the files, and then I don't remember what JSX is. If you know, please tell me. I don't know if that's Java, but it's giving me the components and the entities. So here's the truck components, the truck card. So it's going to give me the code right here. And there it is. There's hours of coding, or at a minimum, hunting down templates personally in GitHub, or hiring developers to do this. Now, I know that in the past I've hired people in Pakistan and people in India because it's like a third the price is using the United States. Guess what? Even if you hire them now, they're going to be using this, and maybe they'll be transparent about that. It's not really going to matter. The end justifies the means. If they're getting it done, if you don't know how to use Base44 and you don't want to learn, you still can pay other people to do those aspects of it for you that they know how to get from idea inception to finished product in the App Store. And pardon the expression, there's more than one way to skin a cat. If they need to use this, so be it. But if you're like me and you were never truly a coder, I did about 10 lines of PHP in my entire life, and I learned CSS and HTML, which you know doesn't really count. for all intents and purposes, I am not a coder. But now using this, I have these beautiful lines of code that I know work, and I just need to read more of the white paper on this and figure out how I actually get a finished product up onto the store. But in the meantime, I love showing it to you folks. If you have any comments on this, put them in the comments. Thank you.